Cody step here. Before we dive into the call list, I need to talk to you about something because there is something that you're going to have to do before you can actually use the call list. And it's unfortunate, but because SMS rules are a little bit different than spam rules when it comes to email, we needed to find a solution that was a little bit more difficult, but what it does is it gives you the power. So inside of SAM, we have built in an integration with the company Twilio. Now, Twilio has a partner company called SendGrid, and the two sections of this company, Twilio and SendGrid, will help you send emails with SendGrid and SMS as well as phone calls with Twilio. But to make sure that you guys have the most control, Mark and I felt that it was really important to do one thing for you, and that was to ensure that these are actually your accounts. So unfortunately, because of the need to make sure that you have the control and you can walk away with a Twilio or a SendGrid number still tied to your specific account rather than us keeping control of that. And if you decided to ever leave the platform, you lose that number, and then all of your past clients or all of your current customers have a bad number for you. We set this into motion. So what we're going to be looking at today is the Twilio integration piece, as well as the actual use of the call section. Now, if you decide that it's worth going down, you could absolutely schedule some time, and Mark and I can spend that time with you to actually get this piece connected. But you will need a Twilio account to ensure that this process is done. I'd like to note that because it is a tedious process, it takes sometimes 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more, and it does require a verification before it can actually be used, which is a little tedious. And I understand that this might not be something that you want to do during a trial. And because of that, I figured we could make this video for you to actually showcase what it looks like when you have a connected account. But there's so much power when it comes to actually using the call list inside of SAM. I felt it was really important to lead off with this little note, but then also to show you what you'll be able to do when you invest that time into building out your Twilio. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and let's hop over to SAM, and I'm going to showcase to you exactly what you can do inside the call list. What I want to briefly showcase to you is where we will add the integration piece in once we have our Twilio set up. So to do this, we need to navigate to the top right-hand section, clicking on those initials and selecting the integrations from our dropdown. From here, we will be able to add our Twilio information into the integration section to ensure that we have our Twilio account connected. What I would note is I'm not going to hit this dropdown as it has my specific Twilio account information in it. It's not wise to share that on a video. Once we have our Twilio set up, we can navigate to the call list section on the left-hand side. Migrating into the call section, we're going to have a couple of different sections available to us. Very similar to the outbox, we have our past due on the top because arguably these are the calls that are most important for us to prioritize first. After that, we have any calls that we have set for today, as well as upcoming calls and completed calls. For the upcoming and the completed calls, if you'd like to adjust the date range in which you're able to see those, you can click the 3 stacked bars and set the specific number of days that you would like to ensure that you have a full understanding of all of the calls that you've made. Now, I'm going to showcase a couple of different calls on this list because these are demo calls that we've used using fictitious numbers and fictitious data. The first one I want to showcase is in our today section, which is with my contact card. Now, the cool thing about this is I can look at my contact. I could even click into the specific contact if I wanted to reference any of this information. What I'm also able to do is look at the call list, the priority, and when this call is scheduled for. Under that, we have access to what are called talking points. Now, sometimes when we're on phone calls, especially if we're just learning how to have good phone conversation, we struggle to keep the conversation flowing. That is where talking points come in. because it's taking details from the notes and the personal details section of my contact. And it's using these as little insights that I can bring up over our conversations. So as you fill out information in your contact, it can drive additional relationship building in your actual calls. You can do that by clicking this Get Talking Points, and it'll showcase this list that I've already built out. Or if you'd like to clear those, you can actually hit this Clear Talking Points, and it'll remove those. Once we have that, we can look at contact information, very similar to clicking into the contact card, but this allows us to update contact information in real time from this screen as we're actually on the phone. We can also look at any call histories that we have, completed calls, scheduled calls, or upcoming calls that we have. And then at the very bottom, we can select from the phone numbers that we have available to us using our Twilio account. Now, I'll note that these are demo numbers from our Twilio account that is used for our demo purposes. It's worth noting too that if you are using SAM on your mobile device or you have access to a MacBook, you can actually use your local mobile device. Now that we have the basics, I'm going to hop over to Mark's past due call because I want to showcase something that's really cool. On top of seeing our call history with this specific demo, you'll notice that this completed call on August the 17th also had a recording and a transcript as well as a summary added to it. What this means is you're able to look at details from those specific calls that you can either use to better learn how to have conversations. You can work with your team leaders or your brokers to build better context. Or if you need to return back to a detail, you can actually do that. On top of that, you have access to your call transcripts where you can play specific sections of your transcript. It's worth noting, I live in Missouri, which is a one-party consent state, meaning I'm allowed to record conversations without requesting consent. You may not live in a one-party consent state. And if you live in a two-party consent state, you'll need to make sure that you indicate that you are recording the call. From here, you can view the transcript of the actual call to see a chat style conversation of the transcript. You can also click on specific sections and hear the specific piece in the actual conversation or reviewing exactly how it was said. That way you don't lose any sentiment. On top of that, you have the ability to look over sentiment analysis, and Sam will actually score how well you did on this call, giving you additional coaching insights. And then lastly, you can look at the conversation summary, which will allow you to understand what this conversation was all about. Once this call has been completed, you can also take details from this specific call and put them over into the contact section under the notes or the personal details section, which Sam can automatically do for you. So there's a lot of power in the call list for you to be able to create outbound calls that drive additional insights that help you grow, driving additional relationships, world-class client experiences, and overall an incredible experience for yourself and for your customers. Hopefully you will absolutely enjoy this section. It's been one of my favorites to be able to use. So I'm really excited that you have the ability to look over it. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at adding custom important dates, which is going to allow you to build even more refined and focused routines into your SAM account. I'm super excited to be able to showcase this to you because this is one of those features that I use all the time to build out our customer experiences to ensure our current customers always walk away with the best that we can offer. I'll see you there.